Yo, what is up, my friends? Thank you all for joining me today. Today, man, I'm going to be talking about energy exchanges, soul ties, and a little bit of Tantra as well. I hear this a lot in the retention community, and that is, well, if you relapse with a woman, that's not as bad as relapsing with your hand. And really, I don't think it's all that true at all. Because when you're relapsing with a woman, like if it's a hookup, you're pretty much just using each other as sex dolls. And there's a pretty dangerous energy exchange that comes along with that as well, especially if you have no idea who the other person is, you don't really know them that well. They could be holding on to a lot of unwanted energies that might make their way into you. And this is because when you are engaged in intercourse, your souls are literally intertwined with each other, which allows for an energy exchange to occur, which can be dangerous, like I said. And depending on, how intimate or conscious, I guess, the sex is, which will allow for more energy to flow between you guys. But regardless, there is going to be an energy exchange. And really, if you're doing Tantra, that is where you really have to know the person. Like, you have to have a very close bond with them, because with Tantra, you're going to be exchanging very deep energies with each other. And if that person is holding on to some very, very like deep trauma that they haven't necessarily dealt with, you are going to probably be tapping into that. But I want to say, if you're a woman and you've stumbled across this video, I know it may sound like I'm gearing this more towards men, which I am because my channel is more geared for men. But just know there's going to be relevant information for everybody in this video, so feel free to stick around. But back on topic. So once do find somebody, because I'm sure most of you guys watching, you're not probably in semen retention for a long haul, which what I mean by that is you're not going to plan on practicing it for years upon years. Although I do think there's a very, very, powerful motive to do so. There's a lot of benefits that come with doing that. I think a lot of you guys aren't trying to go that far, which whatever, that's fine. You can walk your path the way you're supposed to walk it. But the thing is, when you do find somebody you want to enjoy that activity with, you are going to find, if you've held on to this energy for a while, I want to say over 90 days, you're going to find this energy is much more potent than you thought, because this energy is going to be ready to express itself one way or another. And if you're doing everything right, you're taking your time, you're breathing right, and you've maybe looked into some tantric practices, and you're bringing this energy upward so it doesn't want to necessarily express itself outward, you're going to find some pretty crazy stuff. You're going to start feeling orgasms in places you didn't think you could have an orgasm. And I know that sounds pretty nuts if you've never experienced it, but trust me, it's pretty insane. But like I said, it is very important that you do not engage in these activities with somebody you do not know that well, because you will pick up on damaging energies. For me personally, what I would say, if you get involved in a relationship, like you actually get to start to know someone, I would say 3 months past that point of when you think you're comfortable with that person, 3 months after that point is when you can start to engage if you feel safe to do so. I think a little bit longer would be more ideal, but 3 months at least, because 3 months is typically the time frame of a facade where it starts to expire essentially. If someone's carrying a facade around, it's going to start melting away. You're going to be picking up on some lies. You're going to be like, oh, this doesn't add up. You'll see some red flags. So 3 months at least, man. And like with me, I'm over 500 days in. Man, if this person who I'm going to be with next, they have to be aware of sexual energy. They have to be aware of the spiritual importance of intercourse. And if not, if they're not willing to learn about it at least, then it's just not going to work, man. That is just someone who is not ready for what you have to offer spiritually, physically, just the whole package. Because if they are someone who is on, their feminine path, or if you're a woman watching it, their masculine path, they are going to be willing to learn about that because they're going to be at the point where they're ready to learn about that. With my last ex, she was already, pretty in tune with her feminine. She worked a lot on it. She worked a lot on herself spiritually. And we when we got together, I wish we would have waited a bit longer, but whatever, too late. It was a while ago, 2020. But the thing is, I did pick up on some stuff from her, even though there wasn't anything too damaging that I got. The thing I picked up from her, which I noticed, was she kind of had like a scarcity mindset. I could tell, or she wasn't that good at money managing. Not that she was in debt or anything. She wasn't like really bad off with money. She just had that scarcity mindset. And towards the end of the relationship and after I broke up with her, I really started to notice this new energy and mindset, more so of an energy within me. And I just had to do the work. I had to acknowledge it to start off with. I had to just meditate and do the work on changing my mindset to a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. But there are plenty of different ways to deal with soul ties. Just remember, it will take time. But one more thing I want to add before I end the video. I want to talk about this. I got this from Master of Earth. He is an OG YouTuber. He hasn't uploaded in about, I think, probably 6 years now. But he talked about in a video about how when a man is erect, our skin is naturally absorbent. We can absorb stuff through it. And when we are erect, it is extra absorbent. Our piece is extra absorbent. And there's all types of fluids down there going on when we're involved in intercourse. And we're absorbing that. And this is a physical representation of the information exchange between the two parties. Although this is only one channel, there is the non-physical exchange, so it doesn't really matter all the way if you're using a condom or not. But a condom is going to block out some information, and as well as, give both parties some unwanted chemicals, some non-natural stuff, because you're going to be absorbing the stuff within it that is on it. All the chemicals, all the lubricants, all that stuff is going to be absorbed by both the male and the female. And a lot of us, we're very tight about what we want in our bodies. So that's just not ideal. But man, I'm going to link Master of Earth's video down below. He talks about a lot of other stuff like the Kegel, the $1 million spot to help control ejaculation. I'll drop that down below. And that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about, I believe. Any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will answer them. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, man, you have a great day. Peace.